You okay.
Hmm?
You need to learn that there are substantive, I don't want to say like legitimate, but at least substantive claims that you might be a pedophile based on like the what you've said before in the past. When people ask you in DGG chat, that they're not asking like as a joke. They don't want you to joke. You should probably go on like a campaign where you just say no every single time. Like it's not it's when people see those statements in DGG chat, you're just kind of feeling the fire where people are that's what people expect from you. Now people are
Yeah,
like actually genuinely think that you're some kind of
sure,
pedophile.
sure, okay, yeah, sure. I understand what you're talking about, but the problem here is that number one, I have gone on a campaign saying no and no and no and no before. Okay, it's just never worked. Like there's something like because if I say no,
I think there's a
they'll think
difference
that I'm
because
lying,
now
right? If I
you're getting more attention now. Now that you're in DGG, you're becoming a more popular orbiter. You're becoming a more prominent figure. Now that I mean, before in the past, you were
I
probably just
don't no
getting
no 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 no
influenced
no no no.
and bullshitters.
I don't
Now you're
I
getting
don't.
actual people, and now ever since you've been in DGG, you kind of just you kind of just play around the fact. You kind of like beat around the bush. You're like, oh, whatever. I don't give a fuck if people come here. You should give a fuck. Like Mr. Mooten, when he says when Mr. Mooten is asking whether or not you should be a pedophile, the reason he's asking is because he wants to know whether or not he should like correspond with you, where he should affiliate with you. That's like the whole reason that he's asking, because he doesn't want to affiliate with somebody who he thinks might
Well, I
be a
mean,
pedophile.
hold on, you gotta let me respond. If he doesn't want to affiliate, he doesn't have to affiliate. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you said, hold on, let me respond. Number two, you said, yeah, why don't you just respond no, 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 no in DG chat? Okay, typically people who are asking that question in DG chat specifically, they're not actually looking for a genuine answer or a genuine
I know
response.
they're not looking
The
for it,
reason,
but you
no,
need
let
to
me answer. I have to
you need to
explain
be
myself.
strong every single
Okay.
time. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll
I
let you
have to
answer.
be okay. Like, do you notice how it's kind of weird that you're like, okay, well, you have to be strong against the people who are trying to call me a PDF? Like a bunch of people calling me
But
a
no,
PDF, I have to be strong against that? Bro, like you're telling me to fight a battle that is essentially like so difficult to fight, it's just impossible, right? You're telling me to keep on like refuting my allegation again and again. Like I would never ask Steven to refute his CP allegation again and again. Like even if he debunks his own allegations, even if he spends time debunking that, the people who are gonna ask in the future, even 5 years from now, are 100% still going to be putting that on him, but he shouldn't feel the obligation to respond like every single time, right? And this
okay.
is the part that
Two
I feel
things.
like people don't understand about content creators is that like even if you disprove the allegations a single time, it's going to come back again and again. The reason why I said this was like Lollygate version 4 is because it literally is like the fourth fucking time that I have to like respond to the same thing over and over again, right? And obviously
Okay,
like I'm a lot more calmer
let
this
me
time, but it's just like
let me
it just makes no sense, you know? That's it.
Okay, there's two
Yeah.
things. One, when so those people they're obviously trying to bait you, but when you say that, when you give into that, you're giving them exactly what they want. You're giving them more ammunition for them to call you a pedophile. You are in DGG chat. You want to build a bigger brand in DGG chat. You probably should want to build a
Okay.
bigger audience in DGG chat and become at least a more likable figure there. You need to not give in. You need to at least say no every single time. You can't just say,
Okay.
oh well, like whatever,
Are
and it's
you
a fucking
okay? Okay,
opinion,
okay,
whatever.
okay. Are you? I mean, maybe like I think you have a point there, as in like okay, maybe you should put that out there. But I'm just saying, like I'm pretty sure I have addressed this like multiple times on my channel, even now, right? And I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
a lot of people
anybody
on
is
your
like
a lot of
actually
people
doing
in
anything.
DGG chat aren't watching your
Sure,
channel. People
sure,
in
sure.
DGG chat don't know
That's
you.
fine. That's fine.
They
That's
just
fine.
know
That's
they only
fine.
know the
Okay.
memes.
No, no, no. I understand. Okay. But here's the thing. Do you believe in tit for tat? Like, do you believe in like trying to cater to people and whatever like that? Like, what is your opinion on that? Because if you believe in
This
that
isn't a tit for
principle,
tat thing. This
hold
is
on.
your own thing.
No, no, no,
A tit for tat
no,
thing would
no, no,
be like,
no,
oh,
no.
hey,
Mm,
this person calls me a pedophile, so
no.
I'm gonna call him pedophile back. You're saying these people are calling you a pedophile, and then you're just saying, oh, it's a meme. Fuck yeah, I am. And then like I don't give a fuck. I watch Lolly or whatever.
Wait,
Like
hold on.
you
When was the
can't
last time I said fuck yeah I was? When did I say that?
well, no, in TGG chat, I remember at least within the last week, you said that you look at Lolly. Like I know you have.
Okay, is that a confession to me saying that I'm a PDF? Hello?
It's not in DGG chat. They're gonna call you a pedophile just for
Okay,
looking
so
at that.
why'd you frame it like that? Because the problem that I have here is that you're trying to frame me like, oh, why'd you like? If I was going into GG chat and I was genuinely going like, hey guys, I'm a PDF or whatever, then yeah, like I probably deserve to be like that, because it's like, why would you blame me for something like that, right? But the problem is
Well,
that people are asking
it's the
me.
way that you work around it.
Okay.
Sorry, when I don't really mean to say that you're
Mhm.
exasperated. You're like saying you're like celebrating that you're a PDF. You're not.
Yeah, I don't like that
What you're
framing.
doing is
Like that's just straight not true. Yeah.
you're creating you're creating this like kind of
Okay.
like view where every time that they look at you and every time that everybody asks, well now, oh, this person didn't uh they didn't object to being a pedophile. Oh, that must mean that they are. If they aren't, if like the what Mr. Mooten says is, when you were in chat with him and when he's asking, you give him dots, you give him blank answers, you just ignore him, you do that, and then in chat you say that, oh yeah, I like a lolly, you do that, all that. You're gonna get these fucking responses where people are gonna say that you're a pedophile and people aren't gonna
I
like it.
think I think that if people ask me in public whether or not I'm a PDF, that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous standard to set, in my opinion. Like
You are a
if
public
I
figure.
ask,
You have to do that.
okay,
You
I
are a
don't,
public figure.
okay, is
That
this a
is kind of the
conversation?
bias.
Hello, is this mic working? Like, I'm trying to have a conversation here, okay? Like, again, in my opinion, I'm trying to provide my justification, okay? If in public, why is it considered like weird when you are the one who is in the wrong for giving a answer, or not giving an answer, when the other person is the one who is asking or trying to imply that you're a PDF, right? Like I would never go up to a stranger or go up to someone I don't know and go like, hey, I think that you're a PDF. Can you prove that you're not a PDF or something? Like, what the fuck am I supposed to and the other person says no. Like, I don't think the obligation should be on them to say no, because in my opinion, if you say that to me in public, that's a bad faith question. Because if you actually did care about like whether or not I was actually a PDF or not, you would DM me in private. And people have DM me in private before, and I've explained whether or not like my entire history, right? If Mr. Mutin really cared, he would DM me in private. But let's just be honest, the reason why he did that in DG chat is because he doesn't give a fuck.
You're
Right?
100%. That's 100% true. But that doesn't make it that you have to say right now. You're looking at yourself as though you're a person on the street. You're not a person on the street. You're a celebrity. Like you're a micro celebrity, but you're a public figure. So when people go up to you and they ask you, "Hey, are you a pedophile?" and then you work around it as a public figure, that means that now people are going to look at what your statement or not statement is to that, and now that's how they're going to perceive you.
Okay. I mean, we might just have to agree to disagree, because, like, in my opinion, okay. What do you propose from now on to do? Okay, what would your be
I think
actionable plan in your opinion?
I
Okay,
think
well, you go.
when you are in DGG and when
Mhm.
anybody asks you, because those people definitely don't watch your content, they definitely don't watch the where you deny being.
I no,
You
hold
have
on,
to.
hold on, hold on. I
No, no,
will
no.
say,
They don't. They don't.
no,
100%. The
hold on.
people
I'm
who are
not talking about that.
on
I'm not
stream,
talking about
the
that. I'm
people
not
who are
talking
on
about
stream,
that.
those
No, that
people
you.
do not watch your
Okay, I
content
don't like
at
how you're
all.
cutting me off every single
You
time
need,
I'm about to say
you need
something.
to say
Like,
no.
ugh. Okay, what in my opinion, what do I have to do you think that every single time somebody brings that up to me, I have to say no to every single one of them? Every single
No,
time?
not every single one of them. But if there's somebody, if you're in chat and you're responding to somebody in chat about that, you have to say no. That's like kind of the obligation that you have at that point. So like let's say you're in DGG chat. If you're in DGG chat, you're chatting and chatting and chatting, and somebody asks you that, you can do one of two things. You can either ignore them, or
Hold
if you
on.
respond, you have to say
Hold
no.
on. No, no, no.
You
I
can't
don't
do
like
this
this
bullshit like a
representation.
meme about it
Hold on.
because
Hold on.
you
I
don't have a
don't
large
like
enough
this
audience that Jesse
representation.
does to
I
fuck
don't. No,
around
no,
with.
no, no. I don't like what you're saying. The reason why I don't like what you're saying is because you're assuming that everybody in there is talking in good faith. You're assuming that everybody in there is not trolling. You're assuming no, wrong. Whenever
No, they're
somebody no. Oh my
trolls.
god, can you just let me
I'm
finish?
trolling when I'm in there.
Okay, is this just gonna be a yap session? Like, you can just preach to the choir. You can just start up your own
I
stream
mean,
and
you're
preach.
talking over me. It's not like I'm just talking over you. You're talking over me too. It's not like this is that's just how it works.
Yeah, but you're asking really spicy questions, and I think that it requires like long explanations and detailed, like, and
Okay,
not
cool.
like
Go ahead.
vague responses and quick quips. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, all right, if if people are like having a conversation, if they're having a conversation with me, right, and then eventually the PDF question comes up, then yeah, of course I'm going to be like,
Just
no, I'm
okay.
not an actual PDF. I know these allegations came up, but like I'm not actually whatever, right? But like when 90% of the people who are asking them with no prior conversation before that point are asking that question, why should I respond to that? Because I don't actually have conversations in DGG chat, right? It's really hard to have the conversation. I don't even have any conversation in DG chat. So when people are asking me, it is straight out of nowhere. There is no prior goodwill that is established. Why should I assume they're asking in good faith? Right? Because if I just say no, what will happen? They'll just say, "Oh, yeah, copium, copium. You're crying. You're crying."
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you have
What?
okay. So the problem
It
is
makes no
that you have
sense.
to build. No, you have to build that goodwill and good trust. You have to build it with Destiny's audience if you want to be Destiny's orbiter. You have to build it. If you go into chat and somebody asks you, you're probably just gonna have to say no. You're just gonna have to bite the bullet and just say no because you have a backlog of kind of spicy clips, edgy clips. So when you go into it, you're gonna have to say no. That's just kind of how it works.
I mean, if you say so, but I guess I just don't really put that much of a priority on like getting the goodwill of DG. Like in my opinion, you know, I don't know. Like that's just not really a big priority of mine. Like in my opinion, if 90% of DG chat believes that I'm a PDF or whatever, like number one, it's really hard to have a conversation with each of them or try to disprove each of them. Like for example,
You
let's
don't
just
have
say
to
I
have
respond. Yeah, sure.
I
Let's
bet
just say yeah. Let's just say I respond to them once. Okay. Let's just say I say no once. Okay. So somebody says, "Are you a PDF?" Okay, just very simply, "Are you a PDF?" And I said no. Okay, and let's just say 30 minutes later, okay, while I'm trying to chat in there or whatever, somebody else asks again because they weren't there before. They weren't there when that thing was being answered. So they ask, "Are you a PDF?" And I say no. Like, do you see what's going on? Is that it
I
keeps
said
on
before,
happening and
I
it's not
said
going to stop
before,
people.
you don't need to respond to every single claim like that. You can ignore them. But when you are in chat and somebody asks you, you have kind of an obligation to either ignore it or to say no and outright say like, "Hey, I'm not going to respond to this. I've said no before. I've had a longer explanation on my channel if they try to get more in depth to it." You can
Sure,
say that,
that's
but you shouldn't be
fine.
just baiting these like kind of meme response because
Okay, sure.
it is a trolley chat, but you
Hold
can't
on,
just keep going
hold on.
saying like,
Okay, hold on. What do you think about Steven playing the Mr. Girl I'm a PDF song in the intros before stream starts whenever he's about to address his allegations or before even if he doesn't address his allegations? What do you think about that? Or
okay.
Steven who when he's reciting Mr. Girl lyrics about being a
Right.
PDF like
Here's the
randomly on
difference. There's
stream?
a
What's the difference?
huge difference. It's because Destiny has already bought in the goodwill with his own community. You're trying to move into another community with where you have to buy that goodwill. So he doesn't need to because it's already his community. He already knows that the people in the outside communities are gonna what they're gonna think of him, what they're gonna think of him. That he doesn't give a fuck. So he's bought his own community is just a meme. He can meme with his own community because he's already made the goodwill with it. You are trying to move into another community. You're trying to build a broader audience. Now you have to you're gonna have to be more conciliatory. You're gonna have to say, "Hey, yeah, I'm not a pedophile." You can't just play those fucking memes.
I don't know if I agree with you, just mainly because if he has goodwill with his own community, that's fine, and I agree with you. Like his own community won't turn against him because they're like a bunch of like actual genuine fans and whatever, right? But the problem is that what is also going on is that other people are watching Destiny streams who are looking to see the context of his drama, right? People who are outside the DG community. Can I use your argument as well when it applies to the broader community that he's trying to outreach for politics?
I don't know. I would have to think about that. I would say for specific. I think it's very specific for you because you are trying to move into another community. You're trying to become more popular
Mm,
there. You're trying to build your audience there. If not, then why even do any of this Destiny orbiting stuff?
wait, do you think I'm only doing the Destiny orbiting stuff just
No, I'm saying that you
to buy
are, and
goodwill?
therefore you're trying to build a bigger audience there. If you, I mean, you are doing that. I'm not. I mean, if you want to if you don't give a fuck about Destiny or Destiny's audience or anything like that,
I
that's fine. But
like I don't
then you
no
wouldn't
no no
talk
no
about you
I
wouldn't
don't
talk to
I
Destiny.
don't
You
like
wouldn't
no
do
no
any
no.
of that. You would just do your own stream, and then you wouldn't even go
Mm.
into Destiny's voice channel and do any of that. You would just do that. You want to build a bigger audience there. Just as like it just I think that's just a human thing. Is you want to build your audience. It's like that's just a creator. I don't know.
I don't. Okay. There's like multiple reasons why I disagree with you there, but like one of the reasons I disagree with you there is like, how much more of an audience I can obtain? Do you think I can get from disproving allegations in DG chat of all places? Right. The way that you're kind of frame it is like, oh, it's a pecking order kind of thing, where it's like a giant kingdom that you're supposed to like ascertain or whatever. No, it's a fucking shit posting chat where people jacket each other all the time, and you should assume that 99% of the things people say in there are complete trolls, right? You're telling me to take 99% troll chat seriously. It's a crazy end to try to ascend in like the done pile of DGG chat. Like I don't know why that is the standard that's put on me, when the reason why I defended Destiny in the first place isn't because I want to move into the orbit, even though in my opinion it is a benefit to me, right? I won't deny it's a benefit, but at the same time I've done it before Destiny even noticed me, because in my opinion it's a worthwhile battle because I believe in the things I'm talking about, right?
Okay, that's fine. But like, if you're moving
for you to,
so,
yeah,
okay,
I'm just saying for you to assume that that's my goal is weird.
I don't want to. You. There's an audience there. You're kind of expanding into that audience, and you have the opportunity to make a bigger expansion into Destiny's orbit, into Destiny's audience, and at least buy goodwill so that you can appear on Destiny's stream, so you can talk to him more, so that he can be on your stream and he can talk to you more. You can do that. You can do that if you're more harsh against against these claims. When you go into Destiny's chat, you're saying, "Oh, they're just pedo jacking each other." That's because people in DG chat, when they're trolling with each other, there's actually no backing to that. When I think, what's his name? There's somebody in chat.
What if
he calls me a pedo for literally no reason. That
yeah,
dude
that's
will call
not
me a pedo
okay.
for no
Yeah,
reason.
that's obviously
Just
not
because he hates
okay.
me.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
he does it just because he hates me and he doesn't like me. But when people call you
okay,
that,
that's
it's because
obviously
they
not
think
okay.
that there's a
Wait, hold on.
background
Why
where
the fuck?
you
Wait,
have
hold on. I'm so confused. Why would I want to ascend in a chat where people call you PDF because they hate you? That makes no sense. Like, why do I? Like, you're no. You're automatically assuming. The problem is that you're automatically assuming that I want to ascend in a place like that. What if my goal was never to ascend in DG chat? That was never my. Why would I ascend in a place like that? It makes no sense. I've always said again and again on my own stream that I dislike DG chat. I've always hated DG chat.
You're building your audience there. You're building your audience in Destiny's orbit.
That's
You're building it there.
it's
And you
not.
can build
No,
your
that's
audience better,
never been
and
my
you can
primary goal.
become. You stop.
No, that's
Be
never
good
been my
faith.
primary
Good faith
goal.
for
Oh my
just a second.
god.
Be
I
real for a
see
second.
it. No.
You want to
If I
build your audience,
get
right?
any,
Do you want to stagnate here at like what 100 viewers or whatever for like forever? No, you want to build more viewers. You want to build a bigger audience.
yeah, but
And
why would
Destiny's
I?
audience is a
Hold on.
good
Why would
place
I
to build
even
it
want?
because there's an audience there.
Like, that's already the problem with what you're saying, is that there's a growth cap as well. Like, if I only try to appeal to DGG, why
No,
don't I appeal to communities outside of DG as well? Because that's what I've been trying to do this entire time. Because I know that if I cover JStock every single day, I know that a bunch of DGers will just flock and watch my streams. But the reason why I don't do that every single day is because there's this trap that content creators constantly fall into, where they pigeonhole themselves into covering one type of content, and they're trapped within this one community, right? Why would I try to make my way towards pigeonholing myself even more when I'm actually trying to get out of the algorithm in terms of that thing, right? It makes no sense to me. That's counterintuitive to my goals.
You build your audience in multiple different ways, and you want to build your audience in your stream in the way that you want to build your stream and how you perceive it. But what I'm trying to say is that when you're building your audience in Destiny's stream, when you're there, you should deny being a pedophile, because you're not one. And when people ask you there, you're saying, "Oh, well, they're just trolling, they're bad faith, it doesn't matter, who gives a fuck." Like, but it does matter, because now you're capping what you can do in that space. You yourself are capping the audience.
I'm okay with that.
You can have in that
Yeah, I'm
space
okay with
just
that.
by not doing it, by not denying it. That's all you
Yeah,
have to do is
I'm
deny
okay
it.
with that. I'm okay with that. Like, my ultimate goal, again,
Why are you okay with
why would you question? Hold on. How much do you know about content creation and algorithms and stuff like that? Like, I'm sorry. I am asking you to. I am asking to pull you. I am actually asking you to pull out your credentials at this point, because now you're having an issue with my content creation strategy. So it's like, if you have an issue with my content creation strategy, yeah, I'm gonna ask you to pull out like whatever experience you've had prior, like in terms of content creation, because otherwise, like, why would I take you seriously, right?
No, I'm not talking about your content. I'm just saying that when you
No, but you are. You really want me to. You really want to push in that direction. So yeah, we have to talk about it. Yeah.
No. Wrong. They're wrong. You can build your stream how you want to build your stream.
Lord.
I'm just saying the public perception of how you want how you want to grow is you're capping yourself not just in Destiny stream, which is where that's the most immediate effect. You're capping yourself everywhere by not denying it. All right, Destiny doesn't need to do this anymore because he's already built his stream. He already built his audience. He probably can't grow any further than he is based on what.
Yeah, I mean, good for Destiny. Okay, yeah, good for Destiny. Good for him.
Here,
Yeah.
then you have
I
to
mean, I just
you have
don't.
to build
Again,
more
I don't want to
strength
spend all my
with it.
time like trying to prove myself to a chat that already hates me, and
You
also
don't have
is
to.
not worth
You
the
just have to
time.
say no
It just
or
makes no
not
sense.
acknowledge it.
Okay.
But then, okay,
That's
but
great.
you're doing this Mountain Bailey thing where you're
No,
saying like, oh,
I don't
I
know.
don't
I
want to
don't
have
know how
to.
to convince you. It's just like what
No,
am I
but
supposed to say
you're
here?
this thing where you say,
It's
I
like,
don't want to have
dude.
to deny every single instance of DGG chat. I don't want to have to deny every single instance every single time, which is not what I'm saying. But then I go back and I look at your logs. It's not you denying every single time. It's you playing into it or memeing about it. Like there's definitely a difference between the two, where you can't find some middle ground where you just deny it most all like every time that you're gonna acknowledge it, you deny it. You're gonna have to
Yeah,
like
because I
kind of
don't
hate it. Or,
care all that much about what DG chat thinks of me.
but I mean, okay, then but then you're gonna have to struggle with these people who don't
I
like,
only
okay, let's say
care.
that's it.
I
Okay, that's
no no.
fine.
I only
But then
care.
when Mr. Mooten and when Dan and Mr. Mooten are on stream and they're calling you a pedophile, you can't say like, oh, I'm not a pedophile. You can't get mad at them for thinking you're a pedophile
No,
because you're playing into these
I
fucking
no
memes in chat.
no.
What
I
do you
think
want me
that's
to do?
incorrect because I think that us
Obviously, you're
orbiters
not
and
being
us.
good faith, but yeah, I mean,
Okay, can I
still.
just finish? Like, okay, I don't know if we can have a conversation like at all. Like, it's just you just keep interrupting me. It's just so hard to speak, I guess. But and by the way, yes, I do believe that Cha-Cha is coming in good faith. But then if I think his point is stupid, then obviously I'm still gonna react in such a way, right? Anyway, the point is that in my opinion, as content creators, I think that the burden, I think you have a bigger responsibility when it comes to taking allegations and trying to see like what the evidence is behind it, right? Like for example, if I was just a regular chatter and I was just memeing about someone being a PDF and then everyone memed along with me, as a content creator, I shouldn't just be taking whatever rumors is being spread around in DG chat without any evidence, right? And then just like saying it on stream in front of like even more people and in front of, and taking it as fact, right? Or trying to question it as fact or trying to spread rumors around. That's unreasonable to me because you have a larger level of responsibility as someone who is a public figure versus someone who is like a more private figure who is just simply a chatter. Like these are not the same standard, in my opinion.
I agree, but you don't think that applies to you as well?
Yeah, of course. Of course it applies to me. Of course. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
But I don't disagree with
like,
that. Yeah, that's not where the
yeah.
disagreement is though.
Well, okay. One other thing: when you join Destiny's voice chat, you have to have something. You can't just join and then do
Well,
nothing.
I got my
You
perms taken
can't
away.
do nothing.
Yeah, listen, okay? It's
Oh,
all
all
good,
right.
okay?
Well, next time you have your perms given back to
No.
you.
There's no next time. Okay,
Next time
there's
you
no next time. I think
join,
I'm good. I think I'm good, okay? There's no next time.
I'm just saying
I'll
when you
still
join, you
no,
should just don't join
I
and be
think
silent. You're
people
rage bait. You're
I think
actually rage baiting.
I think
Like you're
people
rage
really
baiting people
misunderstands what I'm doing in
you.
this space. I think people really misunderstands what I'm doing in this space. I'm a true believer of principles. Okay, I'm a true believer. Everybody else who says that, oh yeah, I abide by principles and whatever, they're fake. Okay, they're a hypocrite at one point or another. Okay, I am a true consistency queen. Okay, because in my opinion, I have defended Destiny on this like drama even before he has given me any on-stream attention in any way, right? That's number one. Number two, right? I'll probably keep defending Destiny even if I'm kicked out of orbit. Why? Because I believe in the things I'm talking about. That's number two, right? And number three, I want to be that kind of content creator where it doesn't matter how I'm looked upon by other communities. I just want to defend what I think is right, right? And you know what? If that's not to your liking, if you think that's a bad content strategy, good for you.
No,
Okay,
go ahead.
that's your
Go ahead, man.
opinion,
That's great.
right?
No,
But
it's not, that's
you're. It feels as though you haven't even asked me how much importance I place on getting the goodwill of DG chat before assuming automatically that that is like one of my primary goals. And it's like, no, it's not.
I
It's a
assume it
side
was because
benefit if
it's
I
a good
take it. It's a
idea.
side benefit if I take it.
Building your
But
audience there is a good idea. There's a sizable audience there for you to pick up where they basically agree with literally everything you agree with. They like the same things you like. They like it when you shit on Digital. They like those things. Your streams could
what
be very popular in DGG, but you're capping yourself there because you choose to basically meme around the fact
you
that you
realize I'm also capping myself by
people
shitting on
actually think that
anti-fans,
you are
right?
one. So I mean that's just how it is.
Hold on. You realize that I'm also capping myself by shitting on the anti-fans, right? I'll explain.
I mean,
Is
no,
that
but
when I
I'm
am
saying no. You said that you agree with the. I'm assuming that you're being good faith when you're being straight.
because
So
if
when
we
you're
only
when you're
assume because if we only assume what is a good choice based on maximizing viewership and stuff, there could be other things I could be doing, right? If I was truly shameless, But I
You've
choose
misinterpreted.
not to do
I'm not saying
them.
you're being shameless. When I'm saying that you can
Dude,
grow into Destiny space, I'm saying that you would do it by being truthful to yourself.
chat,
Because
am I going
they
crazy?
have the
Chat,
same.
I
No,
think
no.
I'm losing
DGG
my
has the
mind. I
same.
can't tell.
Your day, Foodshops, how's it been outside of Dan shitting on you all day? I guess.
I'm depressed by you.
By me?
You've
What did
made me
I do?
sad. You made me sad. Okay. Let me see. Hold on.
I haven't done anything. I've been nice. Okay. I'm a
What do
fan.
you mean? You came in pretty heated. Okay, I'm just saying.
Well, I'm not being. I'm not heated. That's just how I argue. Okay. I like get out everything all at the same time when I talk.
Am I? Hold on. I'm gonna ask stream. Am I back, guys? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
You're on kick. From what I see.
Cha-Cha is being nice. They care. Yeah, I agree with that.
I just want you to do well in Destiny's orbit, and I think you could become a
Oh,
prominent
why?
figure
Oh,
next just to
I'm telling you, dude. It's bro. I'm telling you, we're at the point of no return. Okay, trust me.
This is the bridge burning event. This is where we're done forever.
No, I was in like I already reached my cap with DEG. Like this is
Oh.
it. Like there's no other
No,
growth potential in my
you
opinion.
could build a bigger audience there. I still think you could if you really wanted to. You're choosing
Okay,
not
who
to.
else? What other untapped potential is there? The crowd that thinks that I'm
There's
a
a big audience
PDF,
there.
but then
You can.
doesn't want to
I
me to
mean,
be a PDF.
before
That's
this
it.
cycle left, he had like 500, 600 viewers. I think no, I think he was capping at like 1 to 2,000 a night.
Okay, why do you think he
Growing
has
now.
had more viewers? And this is a really obvious question. Like,
I
why
mean,
do
he
you
does
think
the
he
same
had
thing
more
you do.
viewers?
I think
No,
he has
Cha
less
Cha,
baggage.
Cha Cha. It's because Cha Cha. No, it's because he backstabbed Destiny afterwards, and
No, no,
Destiny
before
went
that,
through the
I mean,
huge.
he was big before that.
No, it's because Destiny went through the huge drama, and everybody hates him. That's why everybody left Destiny. So in addition, they also left for J-Stoke and stuff like that. So obviously, I can't replicate
No,
the same level of
well, no,
success like
just Sickle
J-Stoke
now
has.
is making like he's making like probably like less than 500 viewers a day. But what I was talking was before he backstabbed Destiny, before
Yeah,
there was
that's
a
great. He's
splitting,
got all of Kiwi
he
fans
was getting
watching
like
him. Okay,
2K
that's fine.
views from DGG. He was getting a lot of viewers from DGG because it was like everybody's like it was DGG after hours. Everybody would just go there to look at drama.
Well, okay. I don't think it's okay. I really don't think it's unreasonable that to think that Destiny's reputation tanked big time. All of his orbiters left him, and that is why you can no longer reach the same growth potential as J-Stock. I really don't think that's a huge, like, I really don't think that's a huge stretch. I really don't think so. Like,
That's kind of true. I mean, the
I
viewership
don't.
has declined, and the chattership has declined in DGG. I think YKY posted something that showed that we're about half as much as we were like 3 or 4 years ago. But even then, I still think there's market there. There's market potential.
Where? In which? Can you just tell me like a subspace of
AE
DG that you think is?
AE is literally just it's literally just Destiny's waiting room, and they have 1 to 2K viewers literally all the time.
Okay, yeah, good for them.
It is Dan and Moot. So and they have like brand brand
Wait,
recognitions.
how? Okay, how exactly do I manage to somehow match up to like Dan and Mook's
I'm not
Moot?
saying you have
Sorry,
to
not
match up
Mook's.
to them completely, but you can. There's more there. You're not capped. Is what I'm trying to say.
Bro. Okay, listen, I love
That's
you.
basically
Okay,
all I have to say.
I do love
We
you.
can end.
Okay, listen, I think maybe I was a little bit too mean to you. Okay, but like, I I like, what am I even supposed to say at this point? Like, how do I, how do me, okay, someone who came in new, manage to somehow tap into the audience that somehow Dan and Moot is able to tap into, and in addition, they hate on me. So it's like, and they already dislike me. So already all of their viewers are predispositioned to dislike me. So therefore, I understand that there's no way I can even reach the close to like the same level as they do from now on, right? Like it makes no sense. It makes no sense to be aiming for that. It's
I
just
mean,
it makes no sense. I might
orbiters
as well
can
go
hate each
aim
other
for
and
another.
still you can still get viewership. I don't like that's not like
Also,
like
also
a
not only
field.
that, also not only that, if you truly do care about my career, do you defend me in any way whatsoever? Like, do you actually like do you go out and
I
actually fight on the
defended
front
you in
line?
I've defended you at least 2 or 3 times in Destiny chat, but I gave up
Oh yeah.
once I saw you just started memeing about
Okay, so
being a
you
pedophile. Like I can't defend you and say that
okay, great.
you're not a
Yeah,
pedophile
okay,
when
that's
you're in
fine. So
Destiny when you're Destiny
okay,
chat like baiting about being one. I can't do that
okay, that's
anymore.
fine. All
It's
right. I mean, it's not like I require people to do that, but it's more like I don't know. I don't know
I
why
mean,
like you want me to.
that's your
Okay, it just
opinion,
makes
but
no
like,
sense. Yeah, I don't know. Another thing is like, wait, do you think that then Dan is then justified? Do you think Dan is
no.
justified then in calling me a PDF?
No, I don't. Well, I don't
Why
think he's
not? Because
justified,
according
but I think
no,
he's.
the problem is that according to
I just
your
don't think
arguments, right?
he's
According
bad.
to what you've been saying, Dan is fully justified in calling me a PDF. Absolutely.
Well,
Right?
no, I don't think he
Because
is.
okay,
I've
so
answered
I don't
your question,
disprove it. I
but
don't disprove it. He levies the allegation. I don't disprove it. He hates me, and I don't actually go out of my way to say no to him, right? So therefore, I mean, according to your arguments, yeah, Dan is fully justified in calling me a PDF. Are you sure you're
no,
fighting on
I
my
don't think he's
side?
justified. I think Dan is completely spite based. He's 112% spite
Then
based. But
no,
he, the,
but everything you've
you,
made is an argument in
you
favor
can't
of
be
Dan. That's the
mad
problem.
when him and the people around him, like Moot and Zip Zip and all the people that he's going to be on stream a lot. And when he goes on stream and he calls you one, you can't be mad when he does that. And when you don't go out and say explicitly,
No,
I'm not a pedophile.
no, I'm
I don't.
serious. I'm serious. No, I'm serious. Okay, what exactly is what exactly is different about your take to which Dan cannot use it? Cannot use your argument to call me a PDF. So, like, you realize it's not congruent, right? Because using your argument, 100% anybody can call me PDF. 100%. It's not even close.
Well, I think Dan has like a more he requires more since he's a public figure. He requires more like when he goes on stream, he should be allowed to he shouldn't be allowed to say it because he's a public figure and he has a like a larger responsibility for the things that he says on stream. I don't think he gives a fuck though. I think Dan is uber evil and he will just do whatever just because he's a leech and he'll do whatever he wants. But like I
This
mean,
feels like criticizing the left to be more like pacifist against the right. Like that's the vibes I'm getting here. Where Dan is like the Republican that is like doing most of the wrong, but nobody ever blames him for anything. Especially when it comes to the PDF situation. But you're telling me, okay, you have to act better, like for the liberals, so then you can appease the
that's
moderates in the middle. Like that's what it feels like to me at the very least. So it's like
I think that's super
like
crazy.
you don't put
I wish
any
no, no, I
onus
always think of it
on
more
Dan.
like
You don't do it. Yeah.
no, I always think it more like the other. Okay, and if you want to say that I
Like
don't hate on Dan,
the
that's not
only
true.
reason
Dan
why I
hates
know
me
now is
because I
because
don't
I
hate
asked
Dan.
you. Yeah.
Well, no, it's the thing is that your argument is kind of right. You're where you're saying that like where the Republicans aren't getting enough hate and the Democrats are getting way too much. That's kind of a correct response, but that
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
mean that the
correct.
Democrats shouldn't fix things. I mean, if we're talking about like if we're doing the
Yeah. Well, hold on. What is my take on that? Do you remember what my take is? I'm testing whether or not you're a true fan. What is my take
you're
on that?
saying that you're saying that the argument I used to that you shouldn't the argument I use can be used by Dan to call you a pedophile or literally anybody to call you a pedophile and that Dan my and that the fact that I'm criticizing you is akin to somebody criticizing the Democrats when the
That's
Republicans are
not
being
my
super
take.
evil.
No, that's not my take regarding it. What I said specifically is that if you it isn't like you shouldn't be allowed to criticize the Democrats. Is that in particular to politics, you can criticize them in private, right? So if I were to apply this to this situation, the fact that you're confronting me in public shows that it doesn't necessarily show that you're of good faith, right? Like if you actually cared about me, you would confront me in private. You would DM me instead, right? Because it's not like I don't respond. I respond all the time to DMs, right? So like which is why like obviously if you're making a show out of this in front of people who hate me, right, then obviously like why should I take you at good faith, right? I am taking you at good faith, by the way. I do think that you're being good faith, but like that's my position. My position is like if you're going to criticize me, that's fine, and I think that's okay, but why shouldn't you do it in private?
Okay, I joined your stream to talk to you because you were on stream talking about how you were on stream talking about you were talking about okay, I'm stuttering a lot. Just give me a
No,
sec.
you're fine.
You're talking explicitly about how you wanted to be how you were criticizing them for calling you a pedophile and how they are how like how they framed you as a pedophile and how that kind of thing. And the reason I came on stream and asked to come on stream is because I wanted to criticize you directly on those fronts because you yourself go into DGG chat and you should there's something that you should be doing, which is denying it outright, being very steadfast about how you should deny it, and we got into an argument and it proceeded from there. But like that's the reason I came here. It wasn't just like if you want me from here on out to just whenever I see something I disagree with you on your stream, just to go into your DMs and say like I disagree with this thing and we can have the argument there. That's fine. Like but I didn't. I'm confused by this argument. I don't know.
I don't know. I like you're confronting me pretty hard, right? Like you're actually confronting me pretty hard, but I don't see you confronting Dan on this pretty hard either. Like
Dan would never have me on. That's the problem. Okay, I shit talk Dan. If you go into my chat and you go into my Russell search,
dude, shit talking Dan in DG chat means nothing. That means nothing in comparison to. No, that means nothing in comparison to confronting someone on stream. Like it's different.
Okay, but he won't have me on stream. That's the difference. Is that he would never have me on stream and shit talking.
Wait, so because I'm more open to people talking to me out of like the kindness of my heart, I should be punished for it more? What the fuck?
Conversation that I would have with Dan. This is an actual conversation that we're having about how we should like. This isn't like me like blowing up, like me trying to like blow you up or anything like that. This is me literally just talking to you about how you should conduct yourself. Like this is like if I was to go on to Dan's stream and talk to him about this, it'd probably go the exact same way.
Can we just agree to disagree? Is that okay? Can we just agree to disagree? Is that okay, bro?
All right, whatever.
I don't know where we're going anyway. I don't know. If you don't want to be a fan anymore, that's fine. Okay, like
I'm not. That wouldn't happen. Okay, the only way that I'll stop being a fan is if you turn heel on Destiny, but that's not gonna happen either because you.
Well, I'm totally gonna turn heel on Destiny. Okay. No, you don't know that. I'm gonna turn heel on Destiny now. Okay. You gave me the idea. I'm gonna turn heel. I'm gonna become an anti-fan now.
By the way, Radiance, you suck. I hate you. I love you. By the way, go Gamba. It's power hour almost.
Yeah, can you not? Oh my god, please go beef someone else.
I was about to leave, so I just wanted to go beef with me.
Please, just let me continue with this. This segment has gone on long enough. Yeah, go. Jesus. Oh, what? Okay. Foodie is too black-pilled? She thinks there's no hope and there's nothing she can do? Yes, there's nothing I can do, okay? I'm telling you right now, alright? After the first time trying to disprove some shit, and I'm not mean. No, I understand, okay? You guys can disagree with me, okay? You guys are free to disagree with me, okay? Alright, I understand. I also understand your point, okay? I think I can steelman your points pretty well, okay? It's not like I don't, like, disagree with... You got to take a chill pill. Okay, my bad for not being chill, I guess. But like in my opinion, if somebody is like confronting me on how I handle allegations regarding like me being a PDF, like you have to understand why I'm not chill, right? It's a very tense topic. It's a very spicy topic. It's a topic that everybody is tense on. So yeah, forgive me, I guess, for not like being calm, I guess, during my own fucking allegation. Okay, all right, okay. The standard, okay, the standard of like performance for me is just so high. I don't know. Jesus. After having so much practice dealing with the same accusations repeatedly, you should be well practiced. But that burden shouldn't be placed on me. The burden should be placed on people who are levying PDF allegations with almost no evidence. Almost no evidence. Straight up. Okay? Straight up. It makes no sense. Anyway. Like, you've had to deal with these allegations for like 2.5 years now. Each time you explained, if people don't get it, then it's just a move on next random BS at the wall move. Okay, Sleepy was here the entire time, okay? For 2.5 years. Okay, guys.
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Foodshops umamuzume.
Kirby, thank you so much for the $5, okay? I appreciate that. Thank you. Guys, people need to understand how long I have dealt with these allegations. How long. And it's like one of the most popular allegations out there, okay? How long I have responded to these things over and over and over again, okay? Too long, okay? Too long. I am black-pilled, okay? I think that if you're not comfortable watching me, then don't watch me, okay?